I don't want to go. I want to pretend to go. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
really go.
Creating a chicken wire cage around Ryan.
For just what you just said, you know, I think I could feel like this was, had the potential to be one of those core memory films that you, like Back to the Future or E.T. or one of those movies you remember where you were when you saw it and sticks with you, you know, long after it's over. So, and I wanted that for my kids too. You know, I wanted them to have one of those films, and so I knew we could do it. I just didn't know how.
Not quite as hard as
Easier.
getting someone to space, but it is very hard. We thought about the parallels while we were making it, and while and still to this day that it's a bunch of talented and smart people working together from different disciplines to come together to make something special and do something that hasn't been done before. And it's kind of a miracle that we can all do this and make something that people will see and it will affect them emotionally and affect their lives, and that's pretty cool.
Well, I knew that Chris and Phil had to direct it. I asked them. I had no backup plan. It had to be them. Lucky me. They had already read it. They were like, we're in, we're on board. And then Greg Fraser to be the cinematographer and, you know, Paul Lambert to do the special effects. And it's really just the best technicians in the business, this incredible piece of material. Well, I wouldn't go to space. So that's, just to be full disclosure, I don't want to go. I want to pretend to go. I don't want to really go. But I would bring Neil Armstrong if I had to. Absolutely. Wow, that's a good question. Wow, see a movie for the first time. What I like to see, I guess, you know, probably, let's say E.T., because I never got to see E.T. on the big screen.
Well, I'll say this related to that. The way we did the close-ups of that sequence, you know, we tried something early on and we didn't love it, so we shot it again by creating a chicken wire cage around Ryan full of IR light diodes, because we wanted to capture in camera by pulling out the IR filter from the Alexa 65 what it looked like to see all of that IR light, which meant that Ryan is sitting there like imagining all of this stuff, but we can see it.
He can't see it. We're seeing it on the monitor, these lights blinking all around him and the bokeh flashing and it lighting him up, and it's beautiful. And he's just standing there in a spacesuit.
In the dark.
In the dark around, like in a cage of chicken wire. And it wasn't until we like showed him the monitor of what was happening, he was like, oh my God. And then he suddenly was like, oh my God. And so then he was imagining it, and then it was a really magical thing. And it was sort of one of those things where you're like, oh, we crazily did astrophage light practically, and it made it feel so special. That's why the light sort of like interacting with his spacesuit and blinking on his helmet.
And you get all these like poetic moments that Greg Fraser found with the camera on his shoulder, you know, just discovering like, oh, responding to what he's seeing. And the thing that I love about that whole sequence is, you know, there's all of this exciting things that are happening around us that are invisible, right? We're being bombarded by radiation right now from the sun. There's like a bunch of atoms wiggling around inside of my body, and I can't see it. But if I pull the IR filter out of the Alexa 65, I can see things that I can't see with the naked eye. And the whole movie is about, you know, expanding your consciousness to witness things that are invisible, often behind like the veil of another person. And so on set, we're all sitting there getting to see something beyond our human capacity, and that's what it's all about.